sickness as of recently, and he needs to ease down on his voice a little bit. So I'm going to be relieving him as much as possible. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight, Eurostar. It's been a blast, and it's been a long time since we cast together.
Oh, dude, it has actually been a long time. It's nice to finally reunite the Accent Archon, of course. But tonight has actually been pretty crazy. And what's interesting about this series, I know everyone's like, oh, it's a TVT and we've had half-an-hour games. Yes, we have, especially in this series. But Heart of the Swarms allowed Terrans to be a lot more aggressive early game. We've actually seen some really quick TVTs since the beta was released. So it's not all long.
No, it's not all long. I mean, the Hellbat drops are what really marked TVT in the early stages, and that was used so often. But we haven't really seen it as much today. And I'm saying today because today is the day that the nerfs to the Hell... Ooh, we see a gas first here by Strelok. Today is the day that the Hellbat nerfs, or actually nerf, only one nerf, well, you can only fit
the
two of them
nerf,
in a medevac.
Yeah.
That's today. So we don't really have that much reference material yet because, you know, the nerf happened today or yesterday, and there haven't really been that many tournaments yet. But in this tournament, Hellbat drops not as common at all.
No, that actually makes a lot of sense. I mean, half the number of Hellbats, obviously you don't get nearly as much damage done. It's not really linear, it's very exponential. You get 4 Hellbats in a mineral line because of the reaction time. You might be able to roast an entire mineral line, whereas now maybe you'll get a quarter of it or something like that. So really good point there. But a lot of early game aggression is actually possible in TVT these days. It's just that these players have actually focused on playing a really good long macro game. And we saw, especially in that last game, it's starting to get a little bit sloppy, but that's because if you've played the number of games these guys have through this tournament and look at what's at stake in this best of 5, you can't really blame them for being tired.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's been a long day. It's been a long series, and in Europe right now it's 12. It's midnight for me. It's even later for you, I believe, or is it earlier?
No, it's earlier. It's currently 11 for me.
Oh, so I'm the diehard here, and you're just a little tired person who has worked from 9 to 6.
Except I'm casting 8 hours a day on Saturday and Sunday as well.
Ouch.
We'll talk about that another time, but for anyone who's wondering, that's actually the Vasacast Invitational this weekend, where I'm there. I'll be solo casting for 8 hours a day on Saturday and Sunday, so that's going to be a lot of fun too. What? But anyway, the gas first build out of Strelok here meant that as soon as the barracks was complete, of course, the factory was able to go down. 100 gas had been mined, which means he gets the fastest possible Hellions out onto the field.
Really quick Hellions coming out for Mrs. What? Mr. Strelok here. Yeah, casting for a long time makes you say weird things as caster sometimes. But
it's funny, man.
It is, in fact, Mr. Oh, I'm getting a call. Go away, call. I'm sorry about that. I don't even know
Casting
what
time is over, man. Go to bed. That's like mom telling you to hang up and go to bed.
It's like my neighbor being like, hey, you're being really noisy and it's 12 o'clock. Can you please... Okay, well, I hope everything is all right.
No, he's actually saying, I don't understand. It's a TVT. Why is it so exciting? And you're like, it's not Wings of Liberty, man. You don't get it. Actually, that said, we've had some good TVTs in Wings of Liberty lately as well. So I can't even say that. I mean, Innovation Taja springs to mind in the GSL. Some sick games there, man.
Yeah, TVT has been... We don't really see TVT as much anymore because of the ZVZ dominance, the Zerg dominance that we've seen in the last couple of seasons of GSL. So TVT every now and then can be refreshing, but we've definitely seen a big deal of TVT today, and we know it. We know the kind of style of, oh, this is cool, by the way. Oh, those Hellions are gonna run right into the Widow Mines!
Oh, dear. Oh, did you see the death animation on those as well? They properly got flung into a corner like no one cared. Discarded child's toy. I've outgrown you, Hellion. Get out of my life.
Oh, that was so cool. What a nice anticipation of Strelok just burrowing his units, burrowing his Widow Mines there, and then running his weakened Hellion over there, and HeroMarine is like, la 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 la, I'm chasing you down, and then 2 Hellions are dead. That was cool.
You know how Widow Mines, even when they're just standing, they sort of crouch up and down? It's like they're dancing in slow motion. Do Widow Mines have a dance in Heart of the Swarm? I know a whole bunch of units got new dances, but I wonder if Widow Mines one of them. Oh, and he's burying them right next to the factory so that as soon as... Wait, what? He's attacking his own Widow... No! Why? Strelok? Why?
What?
No. Oh.
That was kind of weird. Killing his own Widowmine there. That was a little bit sloppy. Hit Widowmine versus Widowmine. The blue Widowmine wins.
And now, because HeroMarine knows that Widowmine has just shot, he is completely free to move into position to take out the rest of the Hellions, and a scan should just about take care of the rest. So the supplies currently, by the way, guys, at the 8-minute mark, we have 47 to 41 in favor of HeroMarine, who is also ahead by 2 workers, 32 to 30.
Yeah, he is ahead in the economy right now, just ever so slightly. Strelok already making a Raven. Where is his starport even at? There it is, in the top right. I don't think he produced a Banshee, did he? No. No Banshees coming out of Strelok, going immediately for the Raven, and now going into Viking production and throwing down a auto turret to help defend against this Hellion attack.
Yep, and it looks like... Oh, the auto turret's going to do a bit of damage, but really it's tickling the Hellions. It's the other Hellions behind that's a bit of a worry here. The Raven playing a role in scaring away and just trying to get these guys macroing up as quickly as possible. HeroMarine has been mining from his orbital command a little bit longer than his opponent, though. So he's going to have a small economic edge right now.
Yeah, he does. Let's take a look at where these two players are going for their mid-game strategies. We see immediately the gases in the natural are being taken for HeroMarine, so he's going to be very, very heavy gas mining, which indicates a mech composition, which would be right. Strelok also taking his gases immediately, but he has not really shown just what he wants to be going into just yet. I mean, he invested into an additional command center, and he hasn't dropped down any additional factories, but I expect that he will be getting to that in just a second. He's not got any add-ons on his barrack, so no stim is coming out, no Marines, no Marauders, so we're probably going to be seeing mech army versus mech army, which is new. We haven't seen that today, I feel. It was always siege tank Marine versus mech.
Yeah, that's a good point. We've had a lot of bio versus mech battles, or Marine tank versus mech, and this game may very well be the first one where we're actually going to see full-on mech on mech. We'll find out in just a moment, though. There's still only a single factory, I think,
It's going to be
for Strelok at the moment.
He's going to be, excuse me for that, it's not going to, it is in, well, technically I was right. I mean, mech on mech, I mean, everything that comes out of a starport is mechanical, so it's...
Sure, okay, yeah, but he hadn't built the extra factories just yet, so I was like, really? It could
right.
still be. It could still be, but it would be a bit delayed. But yeah, you're right. He is actually going into air turn.
Yeah, so it is going to be mech on mech, just air mech versus ground mech. Just trying to save myself here, guys. Work with me. So mech on mech, air toss, Sky Terran versus just a standard mech composition out of HeroMarine, who is going to be...
A lot of Hellions. Oh, now what do we have to defend here from Strelok? He's moving back with his air army, but that's a lot of roastage that can happen in the natural expansion. Is he actually going to get there in time? Desperately trying to get back. And he's like, wait, hang on a second. There's nothing here. Lol. But the army getting back. Oh, what amazing Hellion connects there. And HeroMarine picking apart pretty much every Hellion from Strelok and getting away with about half.
Yeah, HeroMarine pretty... has to be careful not to turn too far around, because there are still those Banshees that could pick off the Hellions so easily, but it's looking quite good for HeroMarine right now. He killed a lot of workers. He's up by 10 workers, and he's got a decent mech army waiting at home, and he should be able to kill the mech army, the flying mech army that Strelok is sending his way.
Yep, a lot of Vikings in this composition right now. Another starport going down for Strelok. Still more Vikings being produced, but... HeroMarine's not actually interested in contesting at the moment in air units. He's got the Viking out with the rest of his army. He's just making Thors.
Yeah, he is. He's making a lot of Thors because he sees... he obviously sees the Vikings and sees the air army that Strelok is making and wants to be able to shoot at that somehow. He's not going for air dominance. He knows he cannot establish that at this point because his opponent has that many more starports than he does. He doesn't even want to go into Viking production. He wants to do it the Thor route, and I think that's going to be working out just fine. A few SCVs, actually more than just a few. There's over 10 SCVs here to repair.
And the air army's going into the main base. There really isn't much defense here at all. The Vikings could even land to try and take out the SCVs. He's right next to the production structures, and here we go. SCVs immediately scrambling. The Vikings all landing. I want to see him target down the orbital command, because he might as well target down something. No, actually, we're going to go in a base trade situation because HeroMarine is busy roasting SCVs at the natural.
Yeah, he is. The base trade is once again in effect. The orbital command and the main base is about to fall, and we now see all the Vikings focusing their fire on the factories once to prevent any more units from getting out. Will HeroMarine be able to hold his natural? That's the real question right now. The main base for Strelok is gone. He's going to be not producing anything, but it's all about this natural for HeroMarine right now. Will he be able to hold on to his natural? He does have a few Widow Mines, which are, of course, one of the best defensive units in the game.
He does indeed, and the Vikings are going to be lifting to try and head back home and help defend for Strelok. He's currently down to 64 supply versus the 131 for HeroMarine, and those Thors are actually using high-impact payload at the moment as well, just in case the air army comes back, which it is, so let's see how well they do.
Let's see how well they're going to be doing. Those Vikings pretty much... Actually, there are a few Vikings for HeroMarine. Has to be careful not to lose them right off the bat. Here's that one battle cruiser. Will that battle cruiser really be able to make a difference? There's still 3 Thors alive, 4 Thors alive now, 3 Thors alive, and there's still a few SCVs around to repair. The Vikings are landing, trying to take out the Thors, because when the Thors die, there is no more anti-air, but it's not going to be enough.
GG. The SCV's repairing is going to allow HeroMarine to take the victory over Strelok. He was down to 13 supply by the end of that, and HeroMarine, therefore, takes a 3